What is going on, summoners? We're back here today with another champion deep dive. Johnny is blazing back into the contest to cast Judgment upon the wicked. That's right, we're talking about reworked Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider's back, and the Rider's Curse grants him immunity to bleed and incinerate. Throughout the fight, he can cast indefinite judgments onto the opponent by completing certain actions. Each individual judgment cannot be recast while they are already active. Additionally, casting a judgment also activates an associated non-stacking effect. The duration of these effects are increased by 45% for each personal judgment already on the opponent. Casting a judgment grants an 8% Fury passive. These max out at 5 stacks and end when Ghost Rider finishes a special 3 or when Penance Stare ends, but more on that in just a bit. Now, when he's awakened, his Fury passives gain up to 50% increased potency. At the start of the fight against a villain champion, Ghost Rider casts the Judgment of Guilt, which inflicts a stagger passive for 2 seconds. This judgment counts towards Ghost Rider's other abilities, but they're not removed by them. When Ghost Rider finishes a 5-hit combo with a medium attack, he casts the Judgment of Corruption, which inflicts a 75% hinder passive for 8 seconds, paused during his special attacks. When Ghost Rider finishes a 5-hit combo with a light attack, he casts the Judgment of Wrath, which inflicts a 50% atrophy passive for 6 seconds, paused during his special attacks. And when Ghost Rider charges his heavy, he casts the Judgment of Spite, inflicting a Power Steal passive that steals 25% of a bar of power over 4 seconds. He can also use his heavy to consume 50% of a bar of power when above 2 bars of power to gain a personal Fury passive. These count towards the max stack limit. After using a Striker, Ghost Rider casts the Judgment of Retribution, inflicting a degen passive dealing direct damage over 3 seconds. On activation of his Special 1, Ghost Rider casts the Judgment of Malice, inflicting a Fear passive for 6 seconds. And on the final hit of the Special 1, he inflicts a non-stacking Incinerate passive that deals energy damage over 15 seconds. This Incinerate is paused during Ghost Rider's special attacks. And on activation of his Special 2, Ghost Rider casts the Judgment of Greed, gaining a 2% Genesis passive for 8 seconds. When Ghost Rider is awakened against villains, his Genesis passive gains up to 200% increased potency. And after the final hit of the attack, Ghost Rider uses his Penance Stare for up to 3 seconds until he takes an action or is interrupted. Ghost Rider's Penance Stare converts all judgments and personal incinerates into degen charges that expire 1 at a time over 3 seconds. These are removed when it ends. If the opponent is far from Ghost Rider when these charges expire naturally, he inflicts a degen passive that deals direct damage over 3 seconds. As an attacker, he inflicts an additional 3 degens. Additionally, as an attacker, after the last hit of the Special 2, the first degen inflicted also passively roots the opponent until 0.5 seconds after Penance Stare ends. This root will not re-trigger if already active. And with his Special 3, Ghost Rider inflicts a Damnation passive that deals direct damage over 12 seconds, then converts all judgments into additional damnations. While Damnation is active, the opponent is passively heal blocked, power locked, and fate sealed. 1 Damnation is removed when Ghost Rider is struck. Now, let's take him out for a spin in the champion rotation. To begin, strike the opponent with a 5-hit combo ending in a medium to cast your first judgment and inflict hinder. Then, parry if possible and cancel your heavy into your Special 1 to cast your next 2 judgments, inflicting Power Steal with your heavy and Fear with the Special 1. From here, you'll want to strike your opponent with a 5-hit combo ending in a light attack to cast your 4th judgment and inflict atrophy. Just before your Special 2, use your Striker to cast your 5th judgment and inflict your degen passive. Now, launch your Special 2, and watch Ghost Rider's penance stare begin to melt the opponent with those passive degens. If your opponent isn't already knocked out, just repeat the process until they are. Now, if you're fighting someone who likes to tempt fate when the fight's supposed to be over, place your first 2 judgments, but this time, make your way up to your special 3. Complete a light ending combo, and then launch your special. At this point, they'll be inflicted with Heal Block, Power Lock, and Fate Seal, and as Damnation closes in, there won't be a second chance to escape their fate. There are hundreds of ways to cycle through Ghost Rider's judgments before resetting with his penance stare. But one thing's for sure, Ghost Rider will always cast Judgment across the battle realm. Thank you for watching this Champion Deep Dive for Ghost Rider. And hey, if you liked the video and want to see more, click subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you haven't already, join the official Marvel Contest of Champions Discord and come discuss. And remember, we'll see you in the battle realm.